Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen, almost daily. Laughs and facts, served up plainly. Your dose of wit, it's never shady. Stephen Allen, almost daily.
Well, hello and welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily Thursday edition. Hello, I'm back. I'm the Stephen Allen. I've decided to call myself the Stephen Allen. Makes no difference really. If you say the, no one cares. The, all of a sudden, I'm watching the Stephen Allen live on the internet. Everyone's doing it these days. It seems from the world of talk-based entertainment ends up on the internet. More on that later. Maybe not. I don't know. Joodles already. We've got comments. If you're watching the live stream, get involved in the comments. Because you can, and why not? And we're still only on YouTube, and you can get the audio version later. Joodles says, crikey, the AI has evolved thanks to Proper Memes. It's been sorting out what Proper Memes calls in the email AI slop. We are, and I like the idea of using AI slop. I've had some emails about the AI and this stuff. I think at some point in the future, AI will be good. I just hit the other microphone. And the last thing I want is that, because whatever the AI makes me look good, it's providing a valuable service. Thank you. Name of person who invented AI. Yeah, what else we got going on in the Charlotte says sidecam. There's been a whole lot of chat about the sidecam. If you're watching the live stream, good news. Later on in the show, there's a sidecam special presentation. If you've been a regular fan of this, fan's a big word, isn't it? Well, it's a small word, but it's doing a lot of work. If you've watched this show, you'll know there's some stuff about the sidecam. Sidecam. It's been through a lot with us, and I forget which buttons the flipping comments now. Ah, there we go. And I have ordered a proper Stream Decky thing, don't worry. There's a whole special feature about the origin of the sidecam. I'm not going to press it again. Although Proper Memes coming up with ideas of how we could change it, and Joodle's saying, don't mess with the purity of the sidecam. I'm totally with you. Sidecam is Steve's side hustle. That's right. There you go. So, we normally start with a look at the front pages, but that's what I did last night for 3 hours. If you want to know my thoughts on the 2 stories that are on the front pages, go and look at last night's GB News thing. Also, release the Epstein files and what a stupid move, Keir Starmer. There you go. We've covered it, really. I think actually some of it crops up in the inner bits of the newspapers anyway, but there's loads of that. Charlotte says, flash of the sidecam makes Charlotte one happy woman. Well, just a flash. Which is probably something that no, it's just the tip that scrolls up beneath me. As you can tell, it's a childish stream if you've never watched this before. So we start though, instead of looking at the front pages, I've loaded up some tweets. You can get in touch at Mr. Stephen Allen. Martin sends one saying, this is about a Danny Shaw tweet where it says, breaking news, Labour to scrap police and crime commissioner. And Martin says, scrapping commissioners I can understand, but the police as well? Yep. I've not refreshed it. I'm presuming by now, Martin, someone underneath there has done a sting joke. So thank you very much for that. To show that this stream, this channel, this show, this media entity isn't just paying attention to X, we can also go along now on my little load up the things to what's happening on Blue Sky, where it's the same Martin, but still it makes, one viewer, but still I'm on multiple platforms. I have to call it my socials. Martin points me to this story saying that bots booking driving test news. Bots, and this is, if you watch the old Comic Solving Problems thing, there's a clip from one of the shows we did that's gone viral again this week when we were talking about Shexbox bots. You know, the guy who married a Shex bot, and it didn't end well for him or her. I actually wouldn't really care, I suppose. She could get rebooted, but that clip's gone viral again. But I don't think it's those kind of bots. This is bots who are booking driving tests, and they're going to change it now. A new law to clamp down on driving test bots. I don't know, man. Normally, I'm not in favour of AI taking over, but I kind of think these bots are going to be better drivers than the kind of people we see I've never been stuck behind a self-drive car. I would have been stuck behind a couple of learners. So there we go. Also back to Twitter, X, whatever, where LBC back on DAB says, just saw this at 11:58, good timing. And it was the thing I posted earlier on saying, would we get to do a show today? Who can tell? It was all down to the dentist. I went to the dentist at 10:50. Would I get back in time? I already prepped the show, which is why I do not remember what's in the show. But the big question was, would I get back in time to do this? Spoiler alert, drum roll. Have we got a drum roll? There's no drum roll. There's also no one stood over there. I'm back. There you go. You're up to date. You can tweet and blue sky me at Mr. Stephen Allen. Didn't load Threads in there. And because I got into a row on Threads. Who the hell's nasty on Threads? I thought the whole point of it was that it was just like pretending to be nice, but nope. Did a clip on Talk TV when I was talking about genuine thing that happened. When I was working doing drive time on BBC Radio Kent, we had a meeting where we wanted to discuss what would be the best time for the production meeting for the drive time show before we launched the show. So technically, a meeting about a meeting. And someone replied saying, this is the oldest lie I've ever heard. The hell? You might not like my post, but you think I wasn't there? How is it that people on the internet think they're more of an authority on what you've done with your own existence than you are? There are too many people. Right. Charlotte saying, liking the shirt today. Thank you very much. I wanted something that's not blue. I think I blend in with the background too much. Plus also, this shirt had been tucked away for a long while. I bought it years ago when I was visiting my dad when he was ill. And when I was in the care home, and I just gone up there with not enough clothes and I was staying longer than I planned. So I went to a cheap shop and bought some shirts. Cheap shop, not chip shop. Although it's the north, probably every shop does your basic chips. Nothing fancy in a normal clothing outlet. And then I didn't wear it for ages because for a long while I got too fat for this shirt. And thank you. I'm back. Sinewy. So we're up to date with what's been happening. Steve got back in time by the skin of his teeth, says Proper Memes. And no pajamas today. You don't know what's on the bottom half. Nor did the dentist, because you got that little apron. Walking in and out was a bit awkward. But there we go. The thing that resets everything is a little glimpse of the side cam. Gets rid of all the stuff on screen. So let's get into the main meat of the dish.
Let's get inside the news.
Hello. Welcome to Getting Inside the News. Loads, which I don't even remember. I'm just going to have to pop the aircon on as well. Because it's a warm shirt by the looks of it. Here's all the details. Also, I wrote down on my notes about today's show a shout out to the West Middlesex University Hospital. I got an email just before we came on air. They have received my blood. You know, the other day when I couldn't do a show because I was giving blood, that's where it ended up. You get an email that, sorry, Proper Memes just said, do we need a bottom half cam? Not on this. Let's talk OnlyFans again. My blood ended up at the West Middlesex University Hospital. You're welcome, West Middlesex. Is that even a place anymore? Is it like an old kingdom? It's like Mercia. But my theory is, I don't know that I'm not immortal. So every time I give blood, I keep paying attention to the news in case there's like some miraculous recovery or someone suddenly gets taller. There's not that, but the fact that they've not sent it to a hospital, they've sent it to a university hospital to study. They have top minds. I'm not saying they do. They might have top minds studying my blood. So more news on that later. Let's have a look. Did Steve's getting hot under the collar with all the ladies in the chat giving him compliments? That's right. AC on. Thank you. Yeah, AC, DC. I can do them both. Can you hear it? You can't hear it. It's because it's top flight AC. By the way, no energy drink today because I might be having a nap, but I got the cola in it. I'm just enjoying having phosphoric acid again because for like a week before I go to the dentist, cut back on sugar. I don't have anything that's acidic. And she goes, do you have a lot of sugar, fizzy drinks? No. We're back on it. Tying one on, whatever the phrase is. They're different, aren't they, those phrases? In the news, we can start with, just do them in order, should we, I suppose? Can't reach. Severe storms on sun. Scientists have warned the sun has had a severe storm that will affect Earth. The US Scientific Weather Forecasting Agency, NOAA, revealed the powerful geomagnetic solar event reached G4 levels. What, it started singing on X Factor? Good God. However, isn't this the same thing that yesterday, it was like an interview with John Pienaar about Aurora Borealis on Times Radio. I've never heard a weirder fit, a man who should not be doing light and fluffy interviews. But anyway, so that we get the charged particles, giving us the Aurora Borealis. Did you see any last night? I did not. I was at work. Plus also it's cloudy. Plus also I've never seen it. I know what it is, though. Do you know Aurora Borealis? It's just charged particles hitting our magnetic field of the Earth. And as we all know, when a charged particle moves in an electric field, if you pay attention to the classical world of Maxwell's equations, you'll see that it emits light. But if you understand more about the fact that electromagnetism is mediated by the photon, and a photon is produced when a charged particle moves in an electric field. I'm teaching you to suck eggs now. We should just move on. Yeah, but the idea is this storm from the sun is it's going to ruin things. It ruins our communications. Internet might go down. It's probably why there's only 3 people watching this. Do you ever want to say to the sun, "Not right now, son. We've got enough going on." No, I get it. You're a big star, but it feels like we've got to deal with all this. We've got rats the size of armadillos or something in Birmingham. Do you have to mess with our flipping internet now? Speaking of tech, Emsicle's here. Up in Middlesbrough, they probably saw some lovely lights. It may have been the radioactive seals. In Middlesbrough, the lights are normally just blue and flashing, aren't they, for all of the arrests? Proper meme says sting. Are you late on the police joke? Anyway, look, there's this one. Vlad's flop AI doll. So, the story is Russia's first AI-powered android takes an embarrassing tumble seconds after its debut. The human-like robot was unveiled at a Moscow tech event, almost immediately losing its balance and falling flat on its face. We've all done it. You know, he had probably a couple of Dutch courage things. The thing I wanted to point out, though, and for this we might need the zoom-in cam. Look at his face. They've not even altered that. So his face, and he falls over. So whilst it might not be that good at walking, Russian AI has achieved a level of understanding, of comprehending the concept of fear. You've embarrassed yourself in front of Vladimir Putin. I'm going to get thrown out of a window. Let me try and do the AI face. By the way, let's get it full screen for this. So this AI thing fell over when he was revealed in Moscow. Do you know why he fell over? He was Russian. Thank you. Up next. This one's wrong. Humans have 7 senses. Ooh. And there's a thing here. Let's look at the actual story. 7 senses. Boffins reckon that humans may have a 7th sense, which is going to ruin that film, isn't it? So this is remote touch. I touch Haley Joel Osment. I touch dead people. They don't know they're dead. Researchers have discovered that we could possess remote touch. If that is true, forget Kofi. Just have a little... Send it with your mind. Could you just... Where have we gone? I don't know why that noise. It sounded more like opening a door than anything sexual, didn't it? Remote touch. The ability to sense buried objects without touching it. Well, of course we would have evolved for this. That makes sense. In a groundbreaking... It's all puns that no one intended. Experiment, 12 volunteers aged 18 to 26, don't care, were asked to drag their index finger through a metre-long box. I think I know her. Really is a lowbrow one today, isn't it? Hidden in each box was a small plastic cube. Yes, again, if ever there's anything that a human would have evolved to do, it would be to sense buried plastic things. Plus also, haven't we got like tons more sensors than just the 5? So they think there's your main 5, the 6th sense, the film, and now the 7th one is the ability to remotely, like metal detecting, but for not metal. In 71 of the 216 tests, they accurately described feeling that there was something buried there. Oh, and they got it right on a paltry amount of the actual tests. How is this not conclusive evidence that we don't have the ability to sense where things are buried? Anyway, but don't we have loads of... We've got your main 5, then there's proprioception, balance is a sense, which is not included in your main 5, is it? Proprioceptions is knowing where your limbs are at any one time. There's the other one that was in the news the other week, knowing when you're ill. By the now we're on to something stupid like 15 senses. So I think that might be a BS. I'm sensing that it is. That's right. Wrong one. Joodle says, I reckon she already has. Oh, hang on. Well, if is it available? You can all team up. Proper memes. You go for the shoulders. Russian too much. Thank you, proper memes. Did you get to it first? Damn it. Science Corner again. Yeah, this is. You can have some more AI slop for Science Corner. I think I do science way more than I do anything to do with grammar. We've got one of those in case it comes up. Proper meme says maybe it's aliens. It always could be. Don't start talking about aliens. Martin will be wanting me to do the alien sketches from the old Time FM days. Back into this. Brit of a gloomy outlook. Hang on. Charlotte says remote control. Don't use that. Well, the small little... It's like being attacked in a relay race, isn't it? The majority of Brits think the nation is screwed. 3/4, 76%, of voters are pessimistic about the future, with just 19% believing that we're moving in the right direction. Add those numbers up, have fun. The cost of living and possible tax hikes are among the biggest fears. The City AM Freshwater Strategy Fund. Yeah, and if you're reading City AM, why is your life that bad? You work in the city. You're absolutely minted. Plus, also, you've got your newspaper for free. I've written a few columns for City AM. I have no idea why they like me. I know nothing about the things I've written about. The number of people I approach with ideas. Some 59% expect the economy to get worse. Yeah. Because I think here's where we are. It looks like the budget's not going to be fun. We've already not had fun in the budget. Things seem to be more expensive. Your heating's more expensive, and it seems to be getting colder. I think that's called winter, but that's not what we're getting into here. I don't want to go science on you, not on this show. Food's already more expensive, and even though the rate of inflation might slow down, it's already gone up. It's not like we're actually seeing any deflation, and certainly my wages haven't gone up. There's a thing that did the rounds in the world of stand-up comedians, a picture from the 1990s of how much you get paid doing gigs in certain clubs across the UK. And I'm not even kidding when I say it's the same money we get now from the 90s. Hey. Proper meme says we're moving in the left direction. Okay. You were talking about the rotating Earth again? Is this what we're doing? More on that side come later. Let's get through some more of these. Oh, this is good for me to rant about because I hate them. Children vape fear. I hate vapes. I hate children. Some obviously. Vapes are compromising children's human rights. That old chestnut. Boffins called for more regulation of the e-cigs to protect youngsters. I don't get vapes at all. I've told you, haven't I? I was working with some guy. It was on BBC Kent, but I won't name names. And I hadn't worked with him for ages. And I was like, how are you doing? And he said, I've given up smoking. And just when I was about to go, oh, well done you. He's like, yeah, I vape now. You've not really given up smoking. Stop wanting the same level of plaudits of someone who's just toughed it out. Cold turkey, the bad boy. Done the whole train spotting withdrawal stuff. No, you've just slightly changed the verb. Joodle says, geez, the boffins are busy these days because I've not mixed up the stories like I normally do. We're just doing the Daily Star before we get around to the Sun. And they're the only two I bought today. Expensive enough. Why would you want a vape? Do you know what I mean? It's like the vapes were meant to be the thing you use to stop the thing you're addicted to. And now people are just doing the cure without having the addiction. It's like reading that young people are getting into methadone. That's the new cool hip drug. Getting some watermelon-flavoured methadone. And I say it as a joke, but no one will be surprised if that's actually a thing. Gotta love a boffin, says Charlotte. As a verb or as a noun? Maybe I actually do need the jingle for, where's it gone? Oh, come on. Beep, beep. Beep, beep.
Don't you mean...
I'm glad I did that smoothly. Lib number 10, it's a joke. I think this is from the Sun, actually. I guess we've done all the Star ones. The Lib Dems were mocked yesterday after claiming that Sir Ed David is the most serious person in Westminster. He's very serious when he's in a queue at Alton Towers. The rest of us are willing to wait, but he finds a reason to get right to the start. Have you seen that episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, whatever it's called, where Danny DeVito pretends he's got some sort of condition or something to get to the front? That's what Ed Davies done. But his condition, his life-threatening thing, his situation that means he gets the sympathy of everyone to go straight to the front of the queue in these theme parks, is being a Lib Dem. So up there with, the C word, not that C word, but up there with the big disease, but up there with, those kind of like, I was born with a genetic thing. So you got to let him go straight to the front of the queue. Yeah. And also he's the leader of the Lib Dems. So, bless. It's just not right, is it? You got to do what you can. Oh dear. So yeah, but also the sentence is he's the most serious person in Westminster. Low bar, subsidised bar. Front page of, loading this one in so I can move my legs around. I like this story. A motorist banned, how many times? 69 times. Oi, oi. This is the story of a mobile DJ who's never passed his driving test, has been banned for the 70th time. It says 69 in the headlines. He'd be banned again. That was quick. This guy's a nightmare. Something needs to be done. Ban him. Well, they have. What I like about this is he's a mobile DJ who's never passed his driving test. So do you mean DJ? I think, just call him that. That would have solved that one, wouldn't it? Let's do a couple more before we go back into the comments. The Mind goggles. Daft health and safety warnings have been slapped on toy goggles and hard hats, telling people not to use them for real DIY jobs. I love this story so much. This toy does not provide protection, despite having no lenses in the goggles. Good. It's funny, isn't it? If, just in case your 4-year-old might accidentally think, well, I might as well go on the work site now with his little... but at the same time, I think there are some health and safety warnings that should be taken off just to weed out those people from the gene pool. Are we not ruining the good work of Darwin by putting labels on? Like do not iron clothes while wearing them. That sign. Come on. And I've talked about this before as well. When I lived in Kent, there was a story that the council had banned the sale of a peanut butter because it didn't say may contain nuts. Look, I have many sympathies for people with allergies, but if you have a nut allergy and you buy peanut butter and then go, well, they never said, it's on you, isn't it? Well, so you just, but they never said, because your tongue would be all swollen. That impression was a bit more offensive than I thought, but you see what I meant. Where do we get to? Every science geek in any film is my absolute favourite. I do have my fake glasses. When I used to do the streaming show with Eric, I used to have some fake glasses to wear for sketches. Stay there. Bear with. Stay there. Just in case I stand up and accidentally show you the pyjamas. I dropped it. The only fake glasses I have in this studio, because I threw the others away. I don't know why. I didn't think I'd do streaming again. The only other fake glasses I've got are these ones. And I'm not sure if they're particularly useful for the things that I need to do. One morning, I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How I got in my pajamas, I'll never know. Yeah. I've had a perfectly wonderful evening, and this wasn't it. Oh. Not dwarfism, no, Darwinism, I think is what I tried to say, proper memes, and I keep doing that. And Emsicle says the C word again, and we're back on star signs. Good, you saved me there. And howling at the anaphylactic shock impression, says Joodles. Thank you for knowing what it was. For a minute there, it did look like a different one, didn't it? Right, let's go back into what's in the newspapers. The Fight House. Oh, I knew we'd talk about this story. The White House yesterday said that Virginia Giuffre was the Jeffrey Epstein victim who spent hours with Donald Trump, which is probably what the White House would say. No one else named her, but it's the best one for Trump because she has in the past said Donald Trump was a perfect gentleman. So this story kind of goes away on it. Again, if you want all my thoughts on this, not only did we cover it when we were talking about this on... it's easier to read. When we were talking about this on GB News last night, I had some time during the late show to write it up on Substack, substack.com/@Mr. Stephen Allen, which is why in the notes I did say Epstein Files plug to plug Substack. Judel spotted this and wanted to know if I was being sponsored by Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm not saying no to the sponsorship. If anyone wants to sponsor this show, release the files. Come on. Release all the files and let God sort them out. That's another impression. It depends if you played a lot of computer games in the late 90s. Let God sort them out. Can anyone tell me what the impression is in the comments? We'll see if it's landed. Martin's here. Hello, Martin. You've missed no alien news. You'll be absolutely fine. But if anyone played a lot of first-person shooter games, come on. No one's going to work it out. The army is to help ease... Martin, there you go. You sent me a driving test thing. The army is to help ease driving test backlog that has trapped more than 600,000 learners. Military examiners will be doing this. And I like this because we commented earlier about how learner drivers can be an absolute nightmare. Well, they won't be if they've passed these tests. Right? If you continue driving down the road, when I tap my hand on the dashboard, turn off the lights, go left, 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 and then radio for aerial support. That's the kind of skills we need on the roads these days. If you can pass these, it's not Call of Duty, says Martin. No, it's not any of that. Earlier than that, oh, you were thinking of good graphics. Bad graphics. Late 90s. Come on. Groovy. No. So good luck. Yeah, I think it's great. I have faith in the fact that if you can pass an army driving test, then finally we won't have the absolute nightmare of drivers. Although, since the pandemic, whenever anyone goes through any kind of hold-up on a motorway, they then just stick to the outside lane and stick there all the way. If we could also then have our cars, if you've passed an army test, mounted with some sort of surface-to-air missile, or just something where you... grenade launcher, maybe. It could really improve driving for me, if I'm brutally honest. Serious Sam, is that a computer game? Very close to Doom. What did you play? You played Doom, you played Doom 2. That was the best one. And then what did you play after Doom 2 proper memes? Come on. Think about it. You can get there. Come on. I would have found the clip to show how I'm getting that pretty much on the nose. It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. Nope. Okay. I wooed fella with a lot of Nando's. This is singer and Nando's enthusiast Pixie Lott wooed her husband at Nando's and won him over with her VIP loyalty card. Is that what they call it these days? She married model Oliver Cheshire. And this is the thing I don't get. Imagine, maybe it's just a gender thing. Imagine the other way around. If you were a bloke and you dated a model, you wouldn't impress her with your access to free food. How much does he eat if he's a model then? But the first date was in the chicken joint. Pixie went for a breakfast, lunch and dinner because she had the exclusive black card. I remember this being a thing. Back in the days when my career might have been slightly better, people were talking about, if you got a bit of a breakthrough as a stand-up, Nando's would give you the black card, free food. Free food, which now I need. Back then I wouldn't have needed it. There's no way she needs it. Because again, how much food does she get through? Not judging here, I'm just almost playing a compliment. But I tell you who could do with free food now. Someone who has to do web streaming for Ko-fi donations. Nando's, if you're listening, you can join the long line of sponsors that have refused to reply to my emails. Coca-Cola, the Epstein Files, and Nando's. Brought to you in association with the Epstein Files. Martin goes, Duke Nukem, I'm going to rip off your head and beep down your neck. It's exactly Duke Nukem, isn't it? Nandup Comedy. That would have been the name of the tour I would have done it. Proper Meme says army vehicles usually drive maximum 45 miles an hour on motorways. Like insert demographic of people you think aren't very good. I can't say a nationality. That episode of The Office got banned for a joke like that, so let's not say that. We can't say Duke anymore. It's Mountbatten Windsor. Mountbatten Windsor Newcomb. Come on. Not many of these left before we do the special side cam. There's a side cam special today. Ex-Friends star Jennifer Aniston has spoken about her new hypnotist boyfriend, saying he wants to help people heal. Do you not think that if you... And there's a picture of her as well, in case that gets any... There you go. I'll get more people watching. Do you not think if you dated a hypnotist, you'd be a bit worried? Like, we're getting on really well. I don't remember having any rows. Do you know what I mean? It feels like, I don't smoke, but I don't remember smoking. Maybe I... It's like if you started dating that Green Party guy, Jack Palance, or whatever his name is. You wouldn't trust it. Imagine, you know that he had... Apparently trying to hypnotise women to give him bigger boobs. If you were dating him, all of a sudden you'd be like, stop counting. Wait, what? No, I'm not going to watch this pocket watch swing. What's wrong with you? Just every day going like that. I lost about 3 minutes of yesterday, and these are bigger. Do you know what I mean? Wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him. Is dating Aniston. Didn't get that one proper memes. I will say Jennifer Aniston, Cockney rhyming slang for tube of Caniston. I'll get some more comments up here. I love FPS. Yeah, first-person shooters. Come on. I can't think of any other quotes from Duke Nukem. Yeah, if you can think of any, read them, send them there, I'll read them. See, FPS can stand for something entirely different. All right, I'll chat GPT that one later. Your comments welcome on the YouTube thing, youtube.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. We're down to the last story, which is Aries. If you didn't get enough fans tuning in to look at the picture of Jennifer Aniston, this might be the demographic we go for. Sadly, because it's the internet. Hitler has only got one ball. The other, no, it's not where you think it is. It's still up there. Well, probably not anymore. But Adolf Hitler had a genetic disorder that resulted in a micropenis, researchers claim. And when I heard that they were analysing the DNA of Hitler, I thought, no, he did it. We probably don't have to... What else do you want to pin on him? What other crimes are you thinking? Say what else he did as well. But the Nazi tyrant, his DNA was analysed by Kallman. He's revealed he had Kallman syndrome. Small man syndrome, more like. I thought that one last night, and they never did this story on the news. That's the only reason we did it. But anyway, low testosterone, probably why he was short, and potentially undescended testicles. So maybe only one repelled down, or whatever they did. What's the thing where you do the... There's the wrong mime for this topic. No, the thing. Abseiling, that's it. Abseiling. The well-known abseiling. Yeah? The abseiling, that's better. It's better on that cam. Anyway, there we go. He had some sort of genetic... Do you know what? I always thought there was something suspect about that guy. Never liked him from what I read. So, we've nearly reached the end of the show. Should we do the plugs before we do anything else? Say that. Okay. This one.
Here are the plugs where you can see Steve and Helen all this week.
So, I think it's basically the same stuff I plugged the other day. Plug it! Friday night, Milton Keynes. The venue is the venue. Well, that's not going to be easy to sell it. Literally, the place in Milton Keynes, they wanted to name their venue, and they called the venue the venue. As if people didn't want to not go to Milton Keynes enough in the first place. It's like whenever I gig in that Hertfordshire town of Ware. Well, that's a 5-hour Abbott and Costello style conversation, isn't it? On Saturday, GB News, 6 in the morning, doing newspaper reviews. And then Hailsham. That venue is called Blackstock, which I'm presuming is the name of a building, or it might be some interesting festival that they've booked the wrong musician for. Ugh, we'll find out, won't we? Also, while I'm plugging stuff, on Friday, the Romford Recorder comes out. I've got a newspaper column in there every week. There's also, sporadically in the Ilford Recorder, same for the Barking and Dagenham Post, every week in the Hackney Gazette, and quite often in the Islington Gazette, which I like because it makes me one of them there Islington elite types. All Hit Radio, weekdays from 1. Substack.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. We had a thing. We had a post there from last night. And Ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. YouTube, sub it, thumb it, like it. Charlotte says that she feels sick from all the sidecam specials on the way. Don't you worry. The Rockford Files. I don't think I'll write a newspaper column for them, but I would. I definitely would. What was I going to say? There was something else. Let's do it. So, for this, we need a different screen. By the way, we need to go into not the one where we look at the table in greater detail with me on it, but wait, stop. In fact, you know. Let's go back to this one just for a sec to set it up. So the side cam, this little bad boy, you are not a salmon, from the advert. And I've tracked down the advert, Jason Statham's Kit Kat advert, where he said, you are not a salmon. And I'd forgotten so much about this thing. So I've loaded it into the screen. Hopefully it's not going to get me some sort of copyright infringement. It's not like it. Not actually genuinely earning cola money. Why not? So let's do this. So this is the advert that has inspired the side cam.
The salmon. The salmon spends its life relentlessly striving to get upstream.
I mean, you should try being a freelancer. Do you know what I mean? You're making it seem like... Anyway.
The salmon.
Okay.
The salmon spends its life relentlessly striving to get upstream. With ceaseless endeavour, it fights the currents of massive rivers, drags itself over rocks in shallow water, forces its way up huge waterfalls, never stops, never rests.
You're not selling it to me, if I'm brutally honest. I'll give you that much.
Just battles and battles its way upstream. Finally, heroically, it reaches its goal, and it's absolutely knackered.
We've all had a good session in our time, and lie back, smoke. That's what they're talking about? No, it's something else. Anyway, carry on.
And it dies. Remember, you are not a salmon.
You are not a salmon. Now, as a parent, that very much describes every day, but I'll take it. This is the advert. But I'd forgotten this. Hang on. He's in a calf. He's advertising. The whole principle of this advert is you should take more breaks. He makes me want to go to a calf, not have a Kit Kat. No wonder they stopped doing those. But there we go. Salmon Cam says proper memes. Let's get back up to the main. Oh, we got both. What more do you want? I don't know which one to look at. So, thank you very much for this. Let's have a look. Slick, says Martin. Yeah. Trying my best. Charlotte says Friday live and loose. Not tomorrow, because I can't do tomorrow. I'm going into London to have a coffee with an old colleague who works at the BBC. I remember how last time we did one of these streams, I said I was going out for dinner with two people who worked at the BBC looking for some gossip about the Trump thing and the Tim Davie thing. Didn't get any. They were nothing. No, waste of my time. So tomorrow, I might find out more. In the same way that when I went and did a Talk TV thing and I thought I'd have all the gossip about Mike Graham, didn't find out anything. So basically, I'm not a source of useful information. But if I find out anything, I will pump him and see what he knows. Not in that way. Steady on, old boy. And yes, I'll meet up with. So I can't make it back in time. But heck, I got through the dentist. What more do you want? Proper Meme says a Kit Kat sponsorship, although you'd be cancelled by the pro-pal lobby for the Nestle. Well, I guess I just have to stick with the Epstein support that I have. Have a breakwater. Yep. Judel says, awesome. You are not a salmon. Is that the thing you liked? Tim Davies. What was his name? Was he Davy or David? Is he Davies? Ed Davey. I don't care. Going to a calf with Jason Statham, says Martin. I'm not doing. There is no way I'd go anywhere with Jason Statham. Imagine how much of the fat bald one I'd be. Careful, or you'll need to see that Thai woman for a massage on your neck. I went to the dentist earlier on, so I've already had plenty of having an Asian lady's small hands in me. So, got a clean bill of health though. Keep doing what you're doing is what she said. So we're up to date. Thank you very much for watching this. If anything, this has been alive and loose, hasn't it? I think it's because I don't finish work on a Wednesday until 2 in the morning, get home like 3:30. The no sleep, then going to the dentist, it's the perfect mix to get the right kind of chemicals in me to do a live and loose show. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. Usual deal, you can go to wherever. I really should make one of those linked pages that just has all the lists of all the social medias that go below there. Subscribe to the audio only one. There might be one of those tomorrow. And yeah, Substack. That's the only other thing to read. Thank you for your participation. Don't forget to subscribe, to thumb it, to like it, if that's what you're into. And then Tuesday, should we do it all over again? Till next time, we try and remember which button ends this thing. This one.
Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Steve and Alan diving in again. Almost daily, but always sharp. He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark.